Their spines had been cut, and then he played with them like, you know, a cat would play with a mouse.
To yell, your eyes, they turn solid black.
Join us in another Twisted Tangent.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Welcome to Twisted Tangents. My name is Tom.
And I'm Bonnie.
And we're going to be talking about everything that's macabre, everything that is twisted, everything from alien abductions, conspiracy theories, murders, missing person cases, anything that's a little bit taboo to talk about, we're going to be discussing. So this obviously being the inaugural episode, is that the right word? Inaugural?
I think so.
Yeah. So this being the inaugural episode, it's going to be a little bit all over the shop, a little bit more about us rather than a particular event in time. So I guess I'll get the ball rolling.
Sure.
You're
Go
not sure
for
what
it.
to say. Actually, no, I'll ask you. What got you into this genre of things?
I guess I would have to mostly say my dad. He was always into true crime. He was always into scary stuff, factual stuff, always watching the detective TV shows and all the true crime programs and all the little bits and pieces about everything. Lots of SBS.
Good old
Lots
sex
of
before sleep.
ABC. And I guess I totally came out of my shell with the weird and wonderful when I was about 13, 14. Decided to become a little goth emo kid. Came out of my shell and thought, well, I'm here now. May as well be as weird as humanly possible. And
As most people did back then.
yeah, exactly. My friends just grew to love it.
Did they love it or did they just tolerate it?
I'm pretty sure they just tolerated it because nobody's like me. But
I don't think anyone really liked the goth phase of anyone.
No, but they all liked having that one goth friend. So they're like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. I have a goth friend. Just the one, but I've got one.
Everyone had to have, if you didn't have the goth friend, you were the goth friend.
Yeah, exactly. And I was the goth friend. So,
They're probably just relieved that they didn't have to do it.
yeah, I took one for the team.
Yeah.
What about you? What got you into the weird and wonderful side of the world?
Well, I watched Sleepy Hollow. Now, I don't think it's not technically like a horror movie. It's not like a slasher or anything, not like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or Scream or anything like that. But it came out in 1999, I think it was. So it would have been the year after that I watched it. It would have been on DVD. So that puts me at like 8 or 9 years old, which, to be perfectly honest, is probably a little bit too young to watch a headless guy running around decapitating people and
Yeah, that's fair.
committing heinous murderous acts. But it scared the shit out of me, to be honest, at that age. But I loved it. I absolutely loved being scared. So I went from that to watching all the true crime docos on TV and all that, and yeah, I just fucking loved it. It's cool. I'd normally sit down with Mum, watch shows, we talk about it and discuss it and shit. Like, Mum being an ex-Fed, kind of, she looked at it from the police standpoint, naturally, and yeah.
For those of you who don't know what that is, that's a federal police woman.
Yeah. That's like countrywide, not state police. It's country police. Like the whole country, not
National.
That's the one, yeah. I knew I'd get there eventually. Yeah, so it basically just branched from there, watching all these docos, TV shows, movies, and everything. And then obviously branching out into conspiracy theories. And then someone posed the question to me one day of, is there life outside of Earth? I was like, well, fuck yeah, there is. Like, if you think otherwise, you're fucking stupid. like, I think Neil deGrasse Tyson said, if you take a teaspoon of water out of the ocean, show it to someone, and say, is there any life in the ocean? They say no. Like, it's like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just such a small percentage of what is actually out there.
Yeah, compared to us.
Yeah, so that got me hooked into like aliens, and went to conspiracy theories and just fucking everything that was weird to talk about, and other people would look at you if you were talking about it and be like, the fuck is this dude on about? He needs to be committed. Yeah, I was that dude. I was that dude talking about all that shit, going, oh my god, I just found out this.
Yeah,
cool.
I could never talk to my friends about it, which is why I think I got into Tumblr, heavily into Tumblr.
Yes, I was never into the Tumblr.
So, yes, I got heavily into Tumblr and, follow all the crime Tumblrs and whatnot, and then you feel like you've got your little community that you can talk to about it, because my friends are your normal blonde hair, like shopping and shoes and boys and blah blah, and I'm just like, yeah, let's talk about death, let's talk about murder, and they're just like, yeah, totally.
No, so, sticking with murder and stuff, let's go into the movies. What was the first movie that got you into horror? Obviously for me it was Sleepy Hollow. That was my very, very first one that I can remember.
It's not a horror movie, but the first movie I ever remember being physically scared at was, I was probably about 6 or 7 maybe, because I don't actually remember when it came out, but the first Jurassic Park movie was the first movie I actually physically remember being scared at. So I don't really have a favourite kind of horror movie. I do love jump scares and I love gore. I love gore. I'm always down for the gory shit.
Everyone's always down for the gore.
Not all the time. But yeah, so yeah, that's the first movie I ever remember physically being scared at. But I mean, I love the Saw series. I also like Final Destination. Like, I know they're pretty cheesy.
Cool. No, they're fucking sick. I don't care.
I do like Final Destination. And I like all the remakes that are happening at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty keen for more remakes. Like, as much as I love the originals with all like the CGI and effects and stuff that they've got now, I'm so keen to see like what they can bring back to life. So I'm pretty keen for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always good seeing like better CGI and stuff.
Like the latest Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Went to see that at the movies and I was like, this is fucking sick. I was like enthralled.
It's not Johnny Depp getting sucked into a bed.
Yeah.
not iconic. That's the only problem with the new movies. Like when they do all these remakes, they can't get that iconic scene.
Yeah.
Like the classics did. I don't know, maybe it's just a time thing. And in like 20 years' time, kids will be going, oh my god, that one bit where this thing happened from that movie all the way back in like, it was like 2015. So long ago.
Yeah, what are our kids going to think?
Yeah, I know, right?
What about you?
Look, obviously Sleepy Hollow was the very first one. But I remember I watched Friday the 13th. I watched a number of... I didn't start at 1.
The logical thing to do.
Yeah. No, well, I wanted to see Jason. I knew Jason wasn't in the first one.
Yeah.
But it's his mum that does all the killing in the first movie to avenge his death.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah, if you haven't seen it, sorry. If you haven't seen it, where the fuck have you been for the last however many years? I think it came out in like the fucking 80s or some shit.
Yeah, before I even born.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Friday the 13th was the one that got me into it. And then just naturally branched out from there. But when I was in primary school, I remember walking around on Halloween with a dude I went to school with, Kyle. He was dressed up as Freddy. I was Jason. And we went trick-or-treating, but we were so young that we weren't allowed to go out past 6 o'clock. So it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I think it might have been after school as well. So we got home. I think we just went straight to my place after school because I live so close. We got changed. And then we just went straight out trick-or-treating and we caught everyone off guard. All these, we'd go trick-or-treating, knock on the door, we'd be like, trick or treat, because we were like fucking little as shit. And all these people were like, because, you know, like the dads haven't gotten home from work yet. They haven't even fucking knocked off work.
And, you know, also being Australia and whatnot.
Yeah, well, fuck that. We need to get behind Halloween more.
Yes,
But,
I totally
like,
agree.
People were giving us money because they're like, I have nothing here. Take $5 each. We're like, yes!
Oh my God, I fucking lame-ass trick-or-treated in primary school and I never got money. I got gravy mixes and shit.
Oh, that's
brutal.
That is a gravy
Stale
mix.
biscuits. Somebody gave us an orange.
Oh, yeah, we got apples. Apples and bananas were kind of the big ones that we used to get a fair bit of.
Okay with oranges, but come on, man, a gravy mix.
Yeah, gravy mixes, that's low.
Yeah.
That's like go home, like make up the fucking
Absolutely
gravy and then
devastated.
just like pour it into their petrol tank.
I was
But-
probably like 8. I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah, look, to be fair, that's probably me thinking about it now. Back then, I would have just been like, I don't know what I would have done.
Thrown it down the next drain that you saw.
Yeah, I probably would have just like curved in their garden and be like, fuck off, I don't want gravy mix. I'm not gonna sit here and like fucking cook a steak, make a little bit of gravy and pour it on. I'm fucking 8. What do you want me to do? Yeah, so Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees still probably my favourite serial killer slasher movie of all time. They do get a little bit long-winded, but they're
They
still
all do
amazing.
when they get to about, 5, 6, 7.
10.
You start to just be like, wow, shit, you're dragging this series out,
Yeah,
yeah?
like when they did Jason Goes to Hell, that was probably the down point of the Friday the 13th series.
Yeah, talk about flogging a dead horse.
Yeah, but I mean, they picked it back up with 10. Was it Jason X or I can't even remember what it was called. I'm pretty sure Kane Hodder played Jason, who is hands down the best Jason.
Yeah.
I think he was only in there for about 3 movies, but he was a fucking beast of a man. And yeah, it really brought the series back. But yeah, everything from that. Yeah, all the big guys. So Michael Myers from Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep.
That one's absolutely gnarly because anything.
Face.
Yeah, good old Leatherface. Just, hacking people up with a fucking chainsaw. Yeah, so that's probably fictional things. Obviously, a lot of true story stuff that's happened that's got me into it as well. Like Ghost Encounters, which we'll be talking about as well. If you don't believe in ghosts, well, we're probably going to try and change your mind about that.
Or you can just fuck right off.
Yeah, that too.
Either way.
Go back under the boulder you've been living under. Yeah, you're probably a flat earther. A flat earther vegan who fucking hasn't seen. I've literally already forgotten what we was. If you haven't seen
The
Friday the
original
13th,
Friday the
yeah,
13th.
if you don't know what happened, if you don't know that it's actually Jason's mum that does the killing in the first one, yeah.
Yeah, so putting it out there now, it's just a warning. We both believe in ghosts and we both believe in aliens and stuff. So, you're not going to try and change our mind in the comment section or blah, blah.
Oh, you can try.
Talk with us about it, not against it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want to get any fucking lectures because, you know what? We've got 2 kids, so good luck trying to give us a lecture. We are fucking pro at lectures now, so fucking bring it on. I don't care. Show me all of your bullshit proof. I'm using air quotations, but it's a podcast, so you've got no idea what I'm actually doing.
So just on that, I guess I should interject and just say we are a husband and wife.
Oh yeah, we haven't actually mentioned that yet, have we?
We're a husband and wife and we've got 2 kids and we met about just under 4 years ago now. Very, very just under. And yeah, the minute we started talking, I think we just said, what kind of things do you like? And we both just went, crime, tattoos, horror movies, blah, blah. And I think we both pretty much just fell in love straight away.
So is this going to be turning into a romance
No, I'm just fucking putting it out there. It was one of the things that linked us in our relationship, and it's one of our big talking points. And we even had a horror-themed wedding on Friday the 13th. Like, come on now.
With a photo shoot at a cemetery.
Yeah, and we had our wedding photos at a cemetery. So, you know, we like to think we know what we're talking about.
We've got a rough idea. There's obviously a lot of people out there that are going to know a lot more. But, you know, that's cool. Everyone's willing to learn, and it's probably why you listen to a podcast, is to learn something new.
Yeah.
So,
or just listen to somebody else's fucked up life and go, yeah, mine's not so bad.
Well, look, there's that too. Yeah, that's a good point. So, going back to the ghost stories, I'm sure you've got a ghost story or two that you're keen to share.
Oh, yeah. I guess I've got a few personal accounts with some ghostly adventures. I guess the main one that sticks out with me would be when I was pregnant and I came up to stay with you at the pub your dad was running at the time. And
me, I was running it too.
And yeah, it was the middle of the night and we were both asleep and we were spooning. And I thought that Tom had rolled over and put his hand on the top of my stomach. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. So I went to put my hand on top of his and there was nothing there. There was no hand there. His hand was actually at the bottom of my stomach, down on my hip. And I just freaked the fuck out. I went, excuse me, what? I did not sleep for the rest of the night. I was like, cool, there's like random ghosts touching my baby in my belly. That's awesome. Great. I'm not sleeping tonight. That was probably my main one. That freaked me out for days afterwards. Kind of didn't want to sleep at the pub after that.
Yeah, that's fair.
God only knows who it was. But, I guess another one, I was out with a friend and we were just laying in the middle of a dark court late at night on the ground and I just saw something out of the corner of my eye and I looked up really quickly and I just turned around and then I turned around to my friend who hates paranormal stuff, gets really freaked out by it and just said, oh, do they have a little girl in that house? Like, it freaked me out at the time because, you know, it was like after midnight and I'm thinking, what's a child doing outside anyway? Probably like 6 or 7. And she's like, oh, I heard that a little girl died in that house, but I'm not sure, you know, could just be a rumour. And I'm like, oh, I just saw a little girl, white nightie, piggy tails, walk across the front lawn of that house and go inside. And she's like, no, you fucking didn't. And I'm like, yes, I did. And she's like, well, we're fucking going inside. That's it. I'm done. We're out.
Fuck it, I'm out of here.
And I'm just like, oh, okay. I didn't think people got this scared by this. But yeah, she was not into it. She was so fucking freaked out. But yeah, I guess they're my two main ghostly experiences in life that I remember.
Well, to one-up you, because I got to one-up you.
Yeah, you always do, don't you?
At the pub. Yeah. When I was, it's probably the worst, I'd say, that I've experienced. Oh, it's certainly up there. I've experienced a fair bit. But, Dad was in Bali. He wasn't even remotely close to the pub. There was no one up for accommodation. It was a Wednesday night, so we had pool comp, and I was doing my shifts plus his, so I was opening and closing. Yeah. Which sucked. Pool comp is, you know, it runs quite late because it's free pool. Once the competition's over, everyone just kind of wants to hang around and play pool. So that by the time that all finished up, it was about, I don't know, 3 o'clock by the time I got up to my room.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was back down there at like 8 o'clock to set up in the morning. But, you know, a few hours that I got to myself, because you can't just go upstairs and go straight to bed. You got to kind of unwind a bit. And anyone that's worked hospitality knows that you're just flat out exhausted. And I've just done like an 18-hour shift or something ridiculous. And so I went upstairs, relaxed for a bit, went to bed, and it was 4:16 on my phone when I heard a massive bang from inside my room. And yeah, keeping in mind that I'm literally the only person there. I've locked up, I've done everything. I know the cleaners aren't in till 6. So I'm like, oh, no one's here for accommodation. What the fuck was that?
So you heard it inside your
it
room?
was, oh, yeah, it was inside my room.
Yeah.
And I turned on the light, and this is going to be hard to explain. You kind of need to see a map of my room to understand it, but when you walk in the front door, over in the far left-hand corner is my bed, and on the right-hand side at the doorway there's a big wardrobe.
Yeah.
And inside there, it's obviously got the bath where you hang your
Yep.
clothes hangers on. Inside that, me and one of the cleaners who redid all of the doonas and put all the old doonas into the really loud plastic bags that new doonas come in.
Yeah.
That hard plastic kind of thing. And we pushed them in there. I pushed down, she pushed back just to try and really squeeze them in. And then when the doonas puffed back up again, but they were stuck underneath that railing. I tried pulling them out a couple of times because I was like, I don't want them in here. I want them, somewhere else. It's my room. I couldn't get them out. And that bang was all of those doonas that had been sitting in there for like easy 6 months. Had flown all the way out. And that's probably what my room would have been.
Big.
4 meters wide?
Yeah.
It maybe a bit more than 4 meters.
It was pretty
quite
big.
It was the old common area.
Yeah.
And they'd gone all the way across the room, hit the wall, and that was the loud bang that I heard. Oh my
god, fuck off. I would have just been like, I'm out.
Well, see, I couldn't do that because I had to get up and open up again.
I would have just rang someone and been like, do you want to come over?
So yeah, that was, I turned the light on, I saw all the doona cases on the floor. I was like, well, I guess they're not going anywhere. Turned the light off, went back to bed. I was like, no, I need sleep.
Don't know how you do that.
But the other one, this is not a personal account. This is just from a lot of people that have stayed in room 2, which is, I was in room 1. And everyone that stayed in room 2, they'd come to us in the morning and be like, geez, those kids are up late. I'm like, what fucking kids are you talking about, man? Because we had a lot of workers staying there, working on the roads. And I'm like, what kids are you talking about, man? Like, you guys are the only ones up there. It's just your crew and that's it. Oh, no, we heard kids laughing and running up and down the hallway. I almost opened the door and told them to shut up and go to bed. I'm like, man, you would have opened the door and there'd be no one there. They're like, no, I swear to God, they ran it all the way down the corridor and stopped at our door. Because the whole light was always on.
Yeah.
And they said we could see the shadow under our doorway. Someone was there were 2 little kids standing at our doorway. I'm like, nah, man. Not physical people anyway.
Wow.
And it happened to pretty much everyone that stayed in room 2.
Shit.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. So
yeah.
And I've done a lot of ghost investigations at the pub with a few really good friends.
Yeah, I remember being there for one of those.
Yeah, Jason and Kate and Kane and everyone.
Mishy.
Yeah. And we caught a couple of little things. If you're still listening to us, good work.
Yes, congratulations for making it this far.
And if you're into ghosty kind of stuff, go check out Topi, Topi, the Others Paranormal Investigators, I believe it's called. They're on Facebook, and they're really good friends of ours, and they do some really cool stuff. Still haven't invited me out on another investigation because they're assholes like that, but no. They're really good people. So check them out, and there's a few things from the pub there. If you I'm sure if you send them a message, they'll be more than happy to show you that. So, yeah. All right. Well, I guess it's come to that time of night. I've got a little list here, and of what to talk about, being our first ever podcast. It says rundown of what to expect, and we've kind of already covered that.
Yeah. I guess don't expect anything too formal. It's just going to be the ramblings of 2 nutters that just like talking about this stuff and don't really have anyone else to talk about it with apart from each other. And I'm sure You know, we're already getting sick of each other.
Oh, look, it's been 4 years. I'm done. I'm kidding.
Jeez. We seem to just be telling each other the same stories over and over again. But, yeah, so, you know, murder, crime, missing persons, ghosts, aliens, conspiracy theories, any twisted tangent that we feel like going on at that time.
Yeah, it may start off as one thing and end up something completely and utterly irrelevant.
Yeah, so bear with us
Who
because we speak shit, but you may enjoy it in the end.
Yeah. So we have got social media set up because who does not have social media in 2018?
I know, right?
There are a few weird people that don't have social media, and those people are weird. But we have got Facebook, we have got Instagram. That's all we've got, actually. We've got Facebook and Instagram.
We have an email address if you would also like to email us questions or things you want us to talk about.
Stories.
Special cases.
If you've got your own story.
Yeah, we always want to hear other people's stories.
Yeah, we'll read your story out. Well.
And we'll talk about it.
Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to email us.
We're also planning on trying to have themes. So we'll have a night, you know, where both of us pick a conspiracy theory or both of us pick an unsolved murder or both of us pick, you know, one thing or the other, and we're going to talk about it and investigate, give our opinions, and we'd love to hear from you also after you hear the episode, what you think of what we've just spoken about, what you're...
Before that, we probably should also tell them what our social media stuff is.
Yeah. Yeah, so our Instagram is at Twisted Tangents.
And Facebook is at Twisted Tangents.
Twisted Tangents Podcast.
Look, I'm sure if they... I think it is, yeah.
Wow, we're doing really well.
I fucking set it up.
Yeah, you set it up.
I can't remember, actually.
I think it's Twisted Tangents Podcast. And our...
email address is twistedtangentspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
So head over there,
send us your weird and wonderful.
Yeah, send us stories, send us questions, whatever you want. Just no dick pics, please. I've got too many of those.
Yeah, I'm not down. I'm not for it.
So yeah, this is normally where we'd put some kind of a clever and well thought out sign off, but we've got nothing.
So we'll save that one for next time and we'll just give you a shit one.
Maybe even the time after that. It might be like 4 episodes down
Maybe
the track.
not even then.
Yeah. We may never actually have a decent sign off. It may just be us talking about thinking of getting a sign off and just leave it at that. Who knows?
I think if we want to be in this... If we want to be successful in this podcast game, we have to end up with a sign-off.
Yeah.
Like
if anyone's actually listening to it, give us a sign-off. Give us something cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hopefully you enjoy our first ever podcast. So, next week, we have our topic of discussion worked out, and it is going to be local unsolved crime.
Yeah, so
unsolved murder.
Unsolved murders from Victoria, Australia. Either Victoria or Melbourne or local to where we grew up or, you know.
Just sort of in the general vicinity of where we are, not where you are, unless you live near us. In that case, I guess it's a local murder for you.
Yeah.
Oh, which would be cool.
Yeah,
then we should hang out.
Yeah. Hang out with us.
We need more couples friends. If you're a couple and you live in our area,
you got kids, it's even better.
Okay, it's just getting weird now. It seems super needy. Please be friends with us.
Seriously though, do it.
Okay. We need to call it now.
We need sleep. Okay.
All right. Hope you enjoyed our first ever podcast, and join us again next week where we will be talking about local unsolved murders. I've been Tom.
And I'm Bonnie.
See you next week. In the general vicinity of where we are, not where you are, unless you live near us. in that case, I guess it's a local murder for you.
Yeah.
Oh, which would be
So,
cool.
yeah,
Then we
that'll
should
be-
hang out.
Yeah. Hang out with us.
We need more couples friends. If you're a couple and you live in our area,
You got kids, it's even better.
okay, it's just getting weird now. It seems super needy. Please be friends with us.
Seriously, though, do it.
Okay. we need to call. We need to call it now.
We need
It's
sleep.
getting weird.
Okay.
All right. Hope you enjoyed our first ever podcast, and join us again next week, where we will be talking about local unsolved murders. I've been Tom.
And I'm Bonnie.
See you next week.